Good morning. Welcome to the regularly scheduled March meeting of the Fairport Municipal Commission. If we would be kind enough, Brian, can we call the roll? Or Holly? Holly's going to take over. Okay, Holly?
Commissioner Jordan?
Present.
Commissioner Stuckey?
Here.
Commissioner Keith?
Present.
Commissioner Fish?
Here.
Commissioner Shalava?
Here. Thank you. We have in the audience this morning, Mr. Mayor. How you doing? Doing fine this morning. Good, welcome. Unfinished business from last meeting is to review and approve the minutes of the February meeting. If everybody, any questions, comments, or motion, please.
I wasn't here.
I'd move to approve the minutes.
Second. And we have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All passed, no nays. Commissioner Fritsch abstaining because he
Yes,
was
sir.
not here.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. First item under new business is the MEUA workshops that were held last week. Matt and Holly, I guess, I don't know if you were down there, Holly, because they had the accounting, and Matt, there was the engineering. So if you'd be kind enough to update us.
We actually, we had really good attendance, but unfortunately I was not able to attend, so I'm going to pass the baton to Lauren here, who's going to give the report on that.
Okay, Lauren, morning.
Morning. Yeah, it was a really good conference. There was 114 attendees from the municipal members and 61 from all the vendors there. So there was, a good amount of people. I kind of split my day up between the engineering and the accounting. Ryan Drinkle and Luke and I kind of started off the engineering side in the morning on the first day. Luke did a really good presentation on stray voltage and system inspection and how Fairport uses it. And then I introduced Angie Weaver from the engines National Joint Utilities Notification System. So we did a little presentation on that. And then there was a couple other vendors. There was a really good think tank project by Bill and Steve Martin. That was a really good presentation about safety in the workplace. And I was a retired lineman who had worked for National Grid, but then he became a EMS nurse, flew helicopters. So that was very interesting. And then I went over to the accounting side in the afternoon. Holly did the whole day over there, but there's a lot of good discussions over there as well. So, and then second day was also very good. There was it was a little bit different than we've done in the past. There was a presentation on AI that I think Brian's seen before as well. Some really interesting stuff on what that world is like. It's kind of scary, but and then Diane Lang did a presentation on just stress in the workplace and how to deal with that. It was different, but it was a good conference all in all.
Thanks, Lauren. Anything to add, Holly?
Just that like Lauren mentioned, all of the presentations were good, especially the morning session of the accounting. We had our auditors presenting, Brendan Kennedy, and as well as Ken Podolny. So all of those presentations were good.
Great, thank you. Any questions for?
Just one question with respect to the straight voltage. I remember when that first came out. Are we still? How much time do we put into that? Is that pretty routine now, or what are we finding with that program?
In reality, the stray voltage, there's two parts to that. There's a stray voltage part, and then there's a system inspection part. The stray voltage, in reality, takes us about a day and a half to go out and look at things. We typically don't find anything. the things we do find are good to find. System inspection, you have to inspect 20% of your system, which is, once again, every 5 years. You look at things. We do find things. That's a vital part of our reliability. The reporting part is not, it's day and a half to create the report and send it off to the PSC. So it's not, the linemen do it on a day-to-day basis. We also able to utilize system inspection when it's, snow's blowing sideways or it's raining and doing things that maybe we can't do, rubber glove and sleeve line work, but we can do other things. So it doesn't take us an awful long time to do it, but it is truly vital for reliability.
Thanks.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
Anything else on the topic? Okay, I guess we can move on to lighting project on East Lift Bridge.
So we are starting a project on Liftbridge Lane that will be replacing all of the streetlight bases, streetlight poles, and the fixtures from Main Street to Parker Street. They will match in similarity to what we installed on Liftbridge Lane West at the festival site. We actually found a different vendor, a little better product, cheaper, which is good. Still substantial in cost, but it's one of those things that you do these, every so often. They're going to mill and pave the street here starting in April. So we have to get rid of all the existing street light bases. We have to install handholds. So you'll see our crews down there doing a lot of work on the street lighting. The lights will not be standing by Canal Days just because of delivery dates. So we'll have temporary lighting hanging on the wooden poles. That'll start to go up this week, and then we'll, as things come in, we'll start to install them. But we have the underground work to do, so they can pour the sidewalks before they pull off site. The contractor pulls off site before Canal Days. So it's a big project. Although if you've been down the street, you've seen some new poles go up. That's all part of what we're doing is raising facilities, getting them up in the air, and also replacing poles that are more than 40 years old. Guys have done a tremendous job. We're actually starting Parker Street next, including the canal crossing. That's a major project, one that we haven't been able to do in quite a while. And part of it is we had a lot of apprentices come on board, and as apprentices gain experience, once they have that experience, and we can start these fun projects. So we have a crew working up there. So so street lighting on Liftbridge Lane. It'll go from Parker Street to Main Street, and you'll see our underground work here between now and Canal Days, and hopefully in July, street lights will start to stand up.
Great. Questions for Matt on that topic? Anyone? No? All good. Okay, thank you, Matt.
You're welcome.
Budget for next fiscal year that's upcoming. Brian?
Yeah, so we give our budget presentation to the board tonight. So we were not prepared to do a presentation tonight, but if we could do something maybe at the next meeting, and if you guys would like to do something prior to that, we can always set up a special meeting as well. You don't need to come out tonight at 6 p.m. and listen to this. It's unless you want to, of course. It's me sitting around for 2 hours talking. But we'd like to go through that with you at that time. I mean, obviously, as you know, the revenues and expenses match each other in the electric fund. There's no rate increase until there actually is a rate increase to the PSC, so everything's fairly status quo. But we can talk to you about what's going on and what you're seeing. Most of the budget looks about $5 million bigger than we've had in the past, and it's due a lot to debt service that we're going to be incurring due to the meter project and the substation rebuild and rehab and that type of thing, which you're starting to see. Other than that, it's fairly similar in nature. So it's up to the board whether you want to have a special meeting come in and we can do something like that, or if you want to wait to the April meeting, which is plenty of time. The budget doesn't get adopted till mid-April anyway, so that's okay. It's really up to you guys about what you want to do. We'll get you a copy of the full village budget, including electric budget. They'll be ready. We picked them up last night from the printer. So we'll have a hard copy for you, but you'll also, we'll send you a link to it as well. It'll be uploaded on our website tomorrow morning. It'll be posted on every social media account we have. It'll go out through our Everbridge accounts if you're up to that. So you'll have it all by tomorrow, regardless. Okay, the full thing. Okay. If you have any questions on it, if you want to go through it, and not just the electric fund side, the entire budget, capital plan, sewer fund, general fund, whatever you may have an interest on. If you want to walk through that, I'm more than happy to set up a time with you guys to do that individually or all together. It's a large document. It's like 200 pages. So, but more than happy to kind of walk you through just basic operational budgeting and that type of thing too. So, let us know what you'd like, and we'll set that up. No problem. Okay.
Thanks, Brian.
Yep.
Do we want to plan for that? I guess, what is everyone's preference to go over that?
Probably makes sense to do so.
Why don't we do it tomorrow morning? No, I think, you know, from the standpoint, if we have an opportunity to look at it, and if there's any, I guess, questions by the board tonight that affect Fairport Electric.
Well, we have plenty of time, so like,
Right.
again, we're just proposing it to the board tonight. You know, if you want to, once you have an opportunity to see it after
Right.
starting tomorrow, give yourself a time to digest it, look at it, the entire thing. Maybe we set up a meeting in like 2 weeks or something, we can get together for an
Yeah.
hour and kind of walk through everything. If you'd like to do that, more than happy to do that with you guys.
More what you
Yeah.
think, Rachel.
Yeah,
that'd
okay.
be- that'd
Yeah,
be
that
great,
works.
Brian.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yep.
Okay.
But yeah, look out for tomorrow. Tomorrow sometime, we'll have everything uploaded and published for everyone to see.
Sounds good. Financial reports and financial forecast. Holly?
Good morning. We have the January financial report as well as the snapshot for February. In terms of January, we actually saw a about $120,000 income for the month of January. As our winter rates kick in, that's giving us some profit, and hopefully we'll continue to see that as we go through the spring. One of the big expenses that we had for the month of January was we paid for the safety and training for our apprentices through MEUA. So that was about $66,000. Other than that, we still have our biggest expenses being our electricity bills. As we move into February, we did see a substantial drop in the cash flow, but that's just as our largest month in terms of kilowatt hours so far was January, so that was paying for January. And that payment going out, we are starting to see it come back up as we move into March.
Thanks, Holly. Any further questions or discussions for Holly on those matters? And if
I
not,
think super minor thing, but on the page 2, there were a couple of spots that it still said December.
I just noticed that as I was pulling it up. Thank you.
thanks, Rachel. If there's nothing else, can we entertain a motion?
Move to approve?
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Nay? No? Passed 5-0. Thank you. And next topic is payment of the vouchers that we have for this month.
So moved.
Thanks, Steve. Motion?
Second?
Do we have a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None? That passed 5-0. Upcoming meeting for April is on one of our favorite days of the year.
Tax day.
Yes. So, but that will be Monday, April 15th at 8 a.m. If everyone's copacetic with that, which is our regular Monday. And other than that, any topics from staff or the commissioners that they'd like to bring up and discuss now?
The only thing I want to bring up is our PPAC, the Purchase Power Adjustment Clause, did come out for the month. It is 3 cents, so you know it is substantially high.
Yeah.
Not historically high, but we are starting to see the increase of the mandates that get passed down to us that truly affect us. So as you talk to our customers and things, and when they see these winter bills, you know, this is almost doubling what our base rate is.
Yeah.
You know, we are now selling over 8-cent power, you know, in the winter months. So, you know, 3-cent PPAC is very high. We had 0 going through December of last year. Part of it was National Grid owed us a credit and that was kept getting applied. But 3 cents is a very high February PPAC, so just, I know it warrants a lot of phone calls from our concerned customers.
Yes.
But just, it's truly the cost of doing business in today's market.
Yeah.
We're very transparent. That gets posted on our website. It gets posted on the PSC website. It's literally the bills that come in and it's a pass-through. So I just want to make sure that everyone's aware of that as you talk to our customers, that, that is high.
Matt, from a comparative purpose, if we're at 8 cents, what's our Genie at roughly, do you know, right now?
Our G&E right now is still, their base is 14, almost 15.
Right.
They do, the bills I've seen recently have been over 17. So we're still considerably cheaper. We're half of what they are. But it should go back to normal as we buy less supplemental, as you know. Winter we use more than our hydro allocation. That power is expensive on the open market right now, and all the mandates that go along with it. It was more just trying to make sure everyone's aware that 3 cents is almost, we're selling 5 cent power as our base rate.
I was going to say, that's a significant addition
It
to
is.
our base rate,
It is.
yes.
Well, and our customers don't necessarily see what our G&E rates are.
No,
Right.
So, unless they go
No.
looking.
It's our customer service staff that truly takes this. The phone calls ramp up tremendously.
Yeah.
I received quite a few emails from my favorite customers this weekend. As things went out, and they just bills are high. So just we did not have a cold winter. February was the warmest, historically warmest month ever for February. And our bills are still higher than they were in the past. So just, it's.
Pretty much the sticker shock that people get, but relatively speaking, we're still much better off than if you were elsewhere. And, so you try to put it in context, but it's a jump for anybody's bill. So yes, certainly appreciate the people's concern.
Just want to make sure everyone was aware.
Thanks, Matt.
You're welcome.
Anything else on people's minds this morning?
Maybe a quick question. The power outage at Joanna Perrin on Friday, did that have anything to do with us, or was that their
Yeah,
generator?
it was us. We had, most likely was some wildlife that got up on a crossarm. We actually burned a wire down on Mosley Road near Briar Way. It affected about 500 customers for the duration of the outage. It affected all 1,200 for about an hour and a half where the crew made repairs. Just one of those things that we were able to find it quickly. Luckily, it was right on the road, not in the backyard.
Yeah.
It was, of course, once again, middle of the night, because these things don't happen during daylight hours. They only happen at nighttime. So looking at it, it does look like some wildlife at some point got up in there, and it just finally let go at that time.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Matt. Morning, Mayor. Welcome. Anything
Could I
else?
ask one more thing on the
Yes,
PPAC?
Jeremy.
Is that posted anywhere, Matt? Like what you said, was provided to you, the .08, or the .03 PPAC, like, is that detailed anywhere? It's like what goes into that number?
So we basically have a whole web page as part of our web page kind of dedicated to the PPAC, kind of explaining what goes into it, and we do post that along with the Public Service Commission posts it. And then on their bill.
Okay.
It is listed on everyone's bill.
Okay.
For that, if people are familiar, they're used to seeing their winter bills go up, and we do have a winter rate. We have a 2-tier rate in the winter. The first 1,000 kilowatt hours at a lower price, 1,001 and beyond are at a higher price. But then you do tack that PPAC onto all of that.
Yeah, I guess, I know that Fairport Electric is doing a good job, posting that rate on the website, and I actually just saw that this morning, I think. But I guess what I was wondering was, whatever goes into building that .03 PPAC, is that posted somewhere? Like, not expecting Fairport Electric to.
No, we do.
to have that.
Larry, it's a calculation sheet that we do post.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
All good,
I'm all
Chairman?
set, yeah, thank you, sorry.
Anything else?
No.
No? Brian, we good? Nothing to add, Holly? Lauren? Anything? Thanks for the update on the workshops. It was good. Okay. Bill? Yeah, we'll give you a moment, sure.
Sorry to show up unexpected yet. I plan to email you if I'm gonna speak, so you have the My name is Bill Mayer, and I'm a resident of Fairport. I've contacted this board on a couple of occasions, but today I'm here to register my perspective into the official public forum. I believe it's very important for the future of Fairport, for New York State, and our planet Earth, and its species and ecosystems. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Brian.
Maybe the podium too.
Can we get a couple spotlights on that, Bill, while we're at it?
Thanks, Brian. I believe it's very important for the future of Fairport, for New York State, and for our planet Earth and its species and ecosystems that our community does its part in the global effort to reduce greenhouse gas emissions in the immediate timeline. As implored by the community of world scientists studying climate change and its impact on biodiversity and humanity. We need to do our part. As other local communities, other levels of government, and other countries around the world work to do theirs. To be successful, we have to use our assets, make strategic decisions, and most of all, work as a team. I'm 55 years old. For all of my adult life, we have known about global warming. For many decades, the debate was centered around whether or not it was real. Now we can see climate change firsthand. Species are being affected. Coral reefs are dead. Lands that once had water supplies are in drought. Heat waves have taken lives. Unprecedented storms have destroyed towns and lives. The sky literally turned orange over western New York last summer due to wildfire smoke. New York State farms and other businesses relying on weather are facing many climate-related challenges that are new. I hear from too many people, climate change isn't so bad for us here in upstate New York, because who likes winter anyway? We can't let that be our concept of climate change. My kids are both Fairport Raiders, but like many graduates, they are now out in the world. One is in Spain, where last year they experienced one of the hottest summers on record that had unbearable heat and drought. The other is in Argentina doing a semester abroad, where an illness called dengue fever is outbreaking due to mild weather and unusual heavy precipitation, both of which are causing a mosquito eruption. I tell my dad, who dislikes the cold of winter, despite having lived his whole life in Rochester, there's lots of ways people can adapt to winter that don't require warming the whole planet rapidly. He knows deep down we don't want climate change. As you know, we have an eclipse coming up next month, and Earth Day. I'm hoping these important days of celebration give us moments to reflect on the importance of taking care of our home planet. For the people in this room, the policymakers of FMC, I'm hoping you will be inspired to engage our community more than you've ever done in a successful effort to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, the ones we're directly responsible for when we use fossil fuels in our homes, businesses, cars, lawnmowers, etc. I know your job is to provide electricity, and the traditional concept for Fairport Electric is low-cost, reliable power. And most of what we provide already comes from Niagara Falls. But you also know that building and vehicle electrification are two key strategies for reducing emissions, along with new renewable energy from wind and solar. These technologies are essential solutions, and to implement them throughout our community will require education, coordination, and support. That's where we will need your help. You probably know about the proposal for a new housing development at the corner of Jefferson Avenue and Fairport Road. My wife saw some community discourse online, and she added a comment about how this could be an opportunity for Fairport if we design that building as a zero-carbon building with electric heat. Someone instantly responded, "Say goodbye to Fairport Electric," as a way to criticize her idea. We have to get out front of this potential source of tension and not let it turn into a community-wide fight. What does our Fairport community stand for? Of course we care about this issue. But are we actually going to do the work to reduce emissions? If we are, we have to find our best strategy. And that's going to take engagement, education, and teamwork. And that's where I'm hoping you can help. Thank you.
Thanks, Bill. For everyone's edification, we've met with Bill on a few different occasions regarding this topic and how it fits into, Fairport Electric and, if you want to call it our mission statement versus things that may be beyond our control, but we welcome your comments. Thank you. And I would encourage you to, if you want to, and not to put you on the spot, Mayor, but Village Board has a broader brush than we do when it comes to policies and things. And the project you're specifically talking about is in the town of Perrington, not within the village. So from the standpoint of review and approvals for certain aspects, I think the town is the appropriate venue. But we thank you for your comments. Appreciate it. Anything else? If not, we will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion.
You have a motion?
Second.
And we have a second. Those in favor? Aye. And any opposed? There being none, the meeting is officially over for this month, and, have a great day. Sunny out there.